and I speak to a lot of indie filmmakers. So, can you talk a little bit about how you connect with indie filmmakers and how they get their stuff featured on Mometu?
Yeah, I mean, that's kind of our bread and butter. That's what we initially
Awesome.
made our focus about, was
Oh,
serving the underserved filmmaker. So like the initial name of Momitu actually means more for me and you.
oh, cute.
So more opportunities for filmmakers. The me is literally us sitting on the couch hand curating the content for our
Right.
users. And the two is you in Latin, which is more of a universal you. We wanted to make sure it was all like very, very diverse as far as our users and our user base. Diverse in history and ethnicity, but also diverse in likes and dislikes as far as content, and kind of making sure the platform is a diverse collection of content to where we can expose people to content that they may or may not have ever clicked on, right? We already kind of touched on that. So that's kind of the basis of the name. But again, going back to the Mo in Momitu is more opportunities for filmmakers. And so the very beginning, we're like, yeah, how can we support these filmmakers that are underserved on other platforms? We talk to them all the time too. Like we talk to people that will say, hey, I got my film on another platform. It did pretty well for 2 to 3 months and then it just completely dropped off. And it's like, well, okay, well, part of that is, it's got to get clicked on enough to keep it going, to get featured and all that stuff. And that's how the algorithm feeds your film. But how is your artwork? How is your metadata? How is this? How are people finding it? What are you doing to drive people to go watch your film? Now in the day of age of social media being so prevalent, I mean, you almost have no privacy now. You have to kind of create like even like a secondary account from your own personal account to be just your film account. And don't just
Mhm.
talk about, hey, go watch my film, hey, go watch my film, hey, go watch my film. Like that's people get bored about that. That's not gonna feed your algorithm as far as like your profile on a social media page, whether it be, Instagram, TikTok, whatever. There was a really smart filmmaker. She's a actress producer, Jen Levinson, and she helped develop her own film called Trust. And Trust is on Momitu. I had her on my podcast, and she talks a lot about on TikTok. She talks a lot about how she was able to develop her SAG ultra low budget film, and all the ups and downs and things that she didn't think about when she was planning to make it, and all the hurdles that got thrown out their way, and the different things they had to add for like extra as far as a budget that they weren't planning for, and all these different things like reallocating funds and how to give points back and on to your cast and crew when your budget's low and all that stuff. So there were so many things that she talked about that had nothing to do with go watch my film. And now she added it at the very end, right? She would always add it like, hey, if you're really interested, go watch my film Trust, blah, 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 blah. But she would say to the beginning and be like very, very subtle. But again, the meat and potatoes of her content was all about helping filmmakers not make mistakes.
Mhm.
So I would always encourage other filmmakers to like say, like, what are you doing that's different and unique from other filmmakers? Because you have so many people that are just going on there and saying, here's a clip from my film, go watch it. Here's my trailer, go watch it. And it's like, that's great. That's gonna work for the first week or two. But then once you're 500 to 1,000 followers, like for most people have already seen that, they're not going to watch it again. They're not going to watch your film 7 times. Like, maybe your
Mhm.
family and friends are going to do that when you're in a festival run. So what are you doing different that's going to help drive new eyeballs to go watch your film on a specific platform?